Welcome to No Plays Off podcast. Paul Nelson, Alex Gullett.
Yes.
It is college football season, baby.
Hey, this is what it is. Hey, chaos ensues. That's where we're at. That's where we're at in college football season.
I love it.
So CFP Weekly Talk with the No Plays Off podcast. Yep. Hey, CFB Weekly Talk, CFP Reveal happening on this show. Yeah. Super excited for what it is, man. Love this weekly. Out every Friday.
Every Friday we drop it. Listen, we have a lot of strong opinions this week for college football.
Yeah, well, we always have strong opinions. You know what else I noticed?
What?
The viewers have strong opinions about college football. I had no idea that college football was so serious.
I'm telling you.
So serious.
Listen, it's a lifestyle, okay?
it's crazy.
People don't go to historical monuments, okay? Yeah. Nobody's visiting Mount Rushmore in California.
True.
According to one Coach Prime, who we're going to get to in a minute.
We will. We'll talk about Prime.
But there are strong opinions, and it seems a lot of SEC versus Big Ten.
Yeah, it's been wild.
Which is perfect for us in this podcast because guess what?
Yeah.
It's SEC versus Big Ten.
That's exactly what it is. Yeah, for sure.
I do want to start with Coach Prime.
Let's start with him. Yeah, Coach Prime.
Because a big question, and before the season started, everybody was talking about, hey, what does success look like at Colorado? And so the question I posed was 4 wins. They're not going to a bowl. They're bowl ineligible.
Yeah.
Is the season a failure by Dion?
So I want to take a trip down memory lane. You mind walking with me for a minute? We're buddies,
fine.
Right? We can walk.
Yeah, we could do that.
So we started a podcast last year, 3 for 3 podcast with our buddy Frank.
We did.
Coach, Podfather, Teach, right? A lot of fun.
Yes.
We had a great time, okay? We also talked about this because it happened. He got the transfer happened.
December.
Yep. Right? So it's a hot topic at that point.
It was.
I remember, and I went and looked back at it when I saw the show sheet for today. And do you know what all of us said? Hey, 4 to 6 wins is a win.
Yeah.
That's a win for Coach Prime. You know why? People tend to forget because of the profile of Coach Prime. Colorado was a one-win team last year.
Yeah.
1 win. And they weren't competitive in a lot of the games that they played in.
True.
But here's what we know. Coach Prime has come in. He's made them semi-competitive. They played good games. They beat TCU at a home opener. Wild, right? They played about what I thought they would be.
Yeah.
Now, you're going to say, because I know you're going to say, hey, absolute failure by Coach Prime because of all the hype. But can I tell you something?
Yes.
Coach Prime is going to take this humbling experience and it's going to be a life lesson for the kids that he's coaching and for himself. Because here's what I'll tell you.
Yeah.
There's the old cliche, right? You never lose, you only learn.
They did a lot of learning.
If you take every failure as a learn, then you never fail.
Yeah.
I've only grown.
Yeah.
I think Prime is that kind of guy. And I hate to be so totally cliche on the podcast because a lot of times we're talking shit. And
I'm a coach. I've used that line. Win or learn.
Yeah.
Don't lose.
Whether you're leading in work, you're leading your family, you're leading kids in team sports, whatever it is. Hey, listen, you never fail. You only learn. That's a perspective to have. But I think Coach is going to twist that. And I still believe in what he may do this offseason. And so I'm going to say not a complete failure. It didn't live up to the hype that week 1 was.
Okay.
Not a failure.
So I'm going to tell you.
Go ahead. I already know what you're going to say.
I'm going to tell you the right way to look at this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
you're
so full of it.
You're so full of it.
You are the king of, hey, new information, new opinion.
It's so true.
That's right. Well, guess what? After that week 1 victory against a dog crap TCU team.
Yeah.
New information, new opinion.
Yeah.
The expectations changed that day.
Yeah, but then I think
no. You had your turn to talk.
Good.
You had your turn to talk.
Yeah.
The expectations changed that day. So now we can't look at it at the end of the season and go, well, they were competitive and gee golly, nobody thought they'd get 4 wins. We all thought they'd get 4 wins. And after that first week, we started changing our expectations. So is this season a failure? Yes, it is. It is categorically a failure. And you can spin it with win and lose. They only had a couple there were 1 possession games here or there. Awesome. Great. It's a failure.
But let's also think about
failure.
Let's think about what we know about TCU right now.
Yeah, they're a dog crap team.
They're 3-5.
Awesome. Great. They're a dog crap team.
We didn't know that coming in. They were in the
But
playoffs
the
last year.
expectation changed for Colorado. Did it not?
I think you have to give it perspective.
Did it not?
You just yelled at me in the football podcast earlier this week. You were like, you are the man of no context because I talked about Josh Allen throwing an interception.
Yes.
You come out here and you spit a name like TCU Horned Frog, who were in the playoffs last year.
Yeah.
And then when Colorado gets a dub, right, you're like, oh, expectations have to change. They are
change.
3-5. They're in 9th place in the Big 12.
Awesome. Great. Expectations
the Big 12.
changed. Listen, Dion went in like a lion, went out like a lamb.
I hate that from you.
But I will say this. I'll give you a little silver lining.
Yeah.
Before we go on.
You're due for some silver lining.
A little silver lining.
Yeah.
The worst thing for all these other college coaches is Dion has nothing to do now but recruit.
And motivation.
He has nothing to do but recruit. So while you guys are prepping for bowl season, I'll be going to people's homes and stealing your children.
And motivation. That's a thing. Right?
Now, we know that Shador's not playing. Dion's not coaching.
With you.
That's fine. You can be as wrong as you want.
Yeah.
But this other guy, Caleb Williams, is facing a decision.
Yes.
Should he play in the bowl game? We asked earlier, should he just pack it in? Should he play in the bowl game?
Yeah, I'm not going to change my unpopular opinion right now. Right? So I said earlier, I didn't understand why Caleb Williams trying to finish the season. There's nothing left for him to prove. And listen, collegiate sports, somebody came out, Tom Brady said it earlier this week. He said, you know what? These guys in the NFL are coming from now college teams and not college programs because there's no such thing as a college program now because they changed coaches just as much as professional teams.
Yeah.
Like they're literally just teams now, right? And so when I look at Caleb Williams, like you don't owe anybody anything. No, you don't. You know what? They paid you. Yep. You made some money off of the deals. Cool, good. Guess what? You're now a professional. You have to make a professional decision at this point. Why risk it at the bowl game? For what? What do you have left to prove? And here's the other question I want to pose to ask you really quick. If Caleb Williams goes out and he plays in a bowl game and he throws one touchdown and 4 interceptions, does it change him being the number 1 pick?
Not in my opinion.
Not in my opinion.
Yeah, not in my opinion.
Right? So what's the use?
I was the king of, you're wrong. He should play out. He needs to play out the season.
Yeah.
He needs to go ahead and continue to ball out because you never know. Yeah, he should just pack it in. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You owe USC nothing, right? They used you for football. You're going to use them to get your degree. Yeah. You're going to use them for NIL. You're going to use them for SoCal weather.
That's what it is.
And to be the first pick in the draft.
Go ahead.
Scouts have had 15 months now of picking and prodding. The Heisman, the reigning, defending Heisman Trophy winner. So guess what? You have nothing left to prove. You're already hearing idiots talk about Drake May should be the number 1 pick.
That's so wrong.
He shouldn't.
That's crazy talk.
Okay? Drake May shouldn't be the number 1 pick. It's Caleb Williams, then everybody else.
I want to look at something really quick.
You go ahead. I just think the scouts have had all this time to pick him apart. Yes, he has some issues. Pat Mahomes had some issues in college. Everybody has issues in college because you're in college, all right? He is going to be such an amazing pro.
Patriots are number 1 pick right now. Them and the Cardinals.
Yeah.
Right? Because Carolina doesn't qualify. So it'll be Chicago.
Well, I think Chicago.
Yeah, so Chicago.
I think Chicago pulls the trigger. I think they say, Justin, it's been nice, awesome.
Yeah.
The worst thing that can happen right now is Chicago either wins a game or Justin Fields looks good. I think he needs to have a pulled hammy, give Tyson Bagent and there's some more starts, and let's just say what it is.
I'd be really interested to see what happens with Bill Belichick if Caleb Williams is available and they get the number 1 pick.
Bill might not be there.
I don't think so. I don't know. I don't think so.
Bill might not be there.
Would he retire if he got Caleb Williams?
I don't know. Maybe Lincoln Riley becomes the New England Patriots coach.
I don't want to. God, I hate Riley.
He was successful at Oklahoma. He was successful at USC.
Josh McDaniels of the NCAA.
I don't think he is. I think he's a lot better.
You think so?
He's a program builder.
He
is a program builder.
Yeah. Team
USC
builder.
was great last year.
Team builder.
Yeah, well, everybody can leave.
No programs.
Now, Lincoln Riley's still coaching.
Yes.
Your boy, Jim Harbaugh, those Michigan Wolverines, who, again, you've adopted. That's your team.
Right now.
That's your team.
Yeah.
America's team, the Cowboys, America's team. Okay. Michigan's America's team.
Yeah.
No, they're Alex's team.
Fits my profile.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
Lakers.
Yeah.
Dallas Cowboys. And
Wolverines.
Michigan football.
Why not?
That's it. That's
yeah,
it.
I'm Ann Arbor
Joe
all
Ford
the way
fan,
right now.
right?
I mean, going to AA forever. You know what I'm saying? Like,
absolutely. Absolutely, baby. So The question is, did Michigan get it right? Did the Big Ten get it right by suspending him 3 games? And the NCAA has not made a ruling as of yet. But again, 3 games for Jim Harbaugh. Did they get it right?
No, I think they got it absolutely wrong.
Okay.
Because listen, he's the one that got caught.
Yeah.
Right. It is what it is.
Connor Stallions got caught. But.
Right. Well, here's what I want to say though. Right. Even if you want to suspend the first 3 games of next year.
Okay.
We're going into bowl season.
Yeah.
It's Michigan, Ohio State. There's 3 or 4 games in college football that no matter where these teams are at in the rankings, no matter what happens, it's a big draw. You got Army, Navy. They're always going to be huge.
Yeah. Alabama, Auburn.
Alabama, Auburn. You got Ohio State, Michigan is another one of
Texas,
those games.
Oklahoma.
Right.
Yes. Yeah, you're right.
Just a few of those games, right? And so you don't get them every year. You don't get them every year where they're vouching right now for the second, third, first slot in the CFP.
Yeah.
These teams are relevant. Not only relevant, they're really freaking good. So what the NCAA did this time, and as I've become a fan of college football, I'm learning more and more that they do a lot of times to the fans of college football, they make a bad decision. And they've done it again. Yeah. That's the wrong decision for college football.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
What should have been the punishment?
I think suspension's fair.
Yeah.
But I think
save it till next season?
But I think you do it at the beginning of next year.
How do you justify that, though?
I don't know. I don't think you have to.
They say, hey, we're going to wait. We're going to investigate.
How do you justify CFP 4? How do you justify the NIL? How do you justify transfer portals? How do you – they're collegiate programs, and they've justified all of this. Yeah. Like, I don't think you have to justify this. Hey, we're going to let them be bowl eligible.
Yeah, I agree with you. They got it wrong. They got it wrong.
Yeah.
Because Jim Harbaugh should have been suspended indefinitely. Hold on. I let you talk.
Yeah.
He should have been suspended indefinitely. Okay?
Hate that.
He stole signs. And you can say, well, Connor Stallion stole signs. And you're telling me Jim Harbaugh didn't know it all. He didn't know, right? Oh, no, he's insulated. He didn't know it all. Bull crap. Harbaugh knew. He should be gone. If Michigan had any stones, they would fire Jim Harbaugh. He would resign. Goodbye. You shouldn't coach another game at Michigan. He knew that directly impacted the game. You want to talk about changing lives, right? Hey, these programs change lives. They're not programs anymore. They're teams. Yeah, and you know what? Probably cost some teams going to the conference championship. Probably cost some teams going ahead and getting more, or cost some players getting more film on tape for the next level.
Really?
What he did is irreprehensible. Okay, it's horrible, terrible. He should be gone forever. Okay. Jim Harbaugh should have coached his last game at Michigan. He knew about it. They stole signs. Everybody knew they stole signs, and now he should be done.
All right,
do the right thing. Fire Jim Harbaugh.
Let me explain something to you. Listen, football fan 101. You're playing in the NFL. Certain things that you're going to call out. Everybody knew what Omaha meant. Everybody knew what cadence you're on. They know the quarterback's cadence. They know
totally different.
They
in college
know
football.
the audibles. They know the audibles. They know the formations. They know all of that. Do you think they already don't know some of the signs from playing this so long?
No, they didn't.
So listen,
it's a big difference. Listen, you wonder why J.J. McCarthy struggled, right? Well, it's because TCU flat out said, we knew that they stole signs and we changed some of the plays. Why? What happened to J.J. McCarthy? What happened to your boy? 2 picks.
So let me tell you this.
Tell me that's not true.
Let me go through this really quick. Let me just give you some of this. Michigan, Eastern Carolina, 30-3. Would a sign have mattered?
No, not with ECU.
All right. UNLV, 35-7. Would a sign have mattered?
Could have, yeah.
Bowling Green, 31-6. Would a sign matter?
No.
Rutgers, 31-7. Would a sign matter?
Could have, yeah.
Probably not. Nebraska, 45-7. Would a sign matter?
I don't know. Could have.
Minnesota, 52-10. Would a sign matter?
Could have.
Yeah, we can keep Indiana.
It could have. You can't tell me.
52-7.
Listen, college football. I get you're new to college football.
No,
Let
this
me explain
is ridiculous.
Something. Any given Saturday, any team can win.
Here's what I'm going to tell you.
Any given Saturday, any team can win. And what Connor Stallions in Michigan did was allow one team to win at all times, and they predicted the outcomes. They screwed players out of getting better positions for a profession.
So let's do this. One of us has got to shut up. Let's put it.
Did it matter last year? Ohio State
weekend.
Did it matter then?
Listen,
I'm asking you. Did it matter?
No, it didn't.
It absolutely did.
No sign stealing this weekend. We got a big game in Ann Arbor. It's
Yep.
Ohio State, Michigan.
Absolutely.
Right? 11-0, 11-0. And these teams are about to come front, like they're two freight trains about to run into each other.
Yeah.
Okay? Here's what it is. Right now, Michigan is favored by 3.5.
Yes.
Right? 3.5.
So they're about even.
3.5. Now, will you finally, and the rest of the sports world finally shut up about Michigan if they go out and they beat Ohio State this weekend?
Will I shut up about Michigan?
Yeah, about all of this nonsense.
We'll see. New information, new facts, right? New opinions.
Listen, so here's what
I have to see. Can I tell you why the real reason that they suspended? Why did Michigan accept the 3-game suspension?
Well, it's political, man.
No, it's not political.
Yeah, it is.
It's not political. You know why they accepted it? So they could go ahead and say, don't look in any further. We don't want you looking. No, don't look at our books. We will take the fine. We'll take the suspension. We'll take whatever it is.
It's every team.
It's not every team.
Name a great coach you think never stole a sign.
John Wooden.
Lie.
No, John Wooden. Don't you dare say anything bad about John Wooden.
Lie. All lies.
Listen, I know what Michigan's afraid of.
You call it what you want.
Michigan's afraid that Ohio State goes into the big mouse and boat races them.
So what do you think? Okay, so you're telling me right now, I can't wait until we get the reveal.
Yeah.
Because then we're going to argue some Michigan, Ohio State, Georgia, whatever it may be. And I don't know what it is yet. We haven't looked at it yet. We know it's coming out during this episode, okay? So, good news. You're absolutely wrong about Harbaugh. You're absolutely wrong about Harbaugh.
Okay.
No, that is such an Alabama thing for you to say.
No, it has nothing to do with Alabama.
Has everything to do with Alabama.
Has nothing to do with
same
how.
reason you hate the Cowboys.
How?
Because Michigan's a better program.
You are lying through your teeth now. You're absolutely lying through your teeth, and everybody's going to rip you a
Michigan beats Alabama by 10 if they play right now.
No, you are crazy.
Yeah.
Neutral field? No. Alabama smokes them by 12.
We're going to find out.
Okay, we'll see.
Yeah.
Now, that brings us, we can put pause on that. We'll see. We'll see this weekend, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure we're going to be talking about Michigan.
Statement, indefinite
It's
suspension.
not a crazy statement.
You must want him as the Bills coach.
Bro, you are the rookie of college football here, okay?
Golly.
You're talking out your tail, and I'm trying to correct you.
That's unbelievable.
Now, who's your scariest team right now?
Yeah, my scariest team right now, I think if we have
What's
to look
the team
at
you're most afraid of?
Yeah, so here's the realist of it. Here's what I said. The team I'm
Michigan, I swear to God.
The team I'm most afraid of right now, it's got to be Alabama.
You can't keep that team name out of your mouth.
I can't. I have to say
Will Smith is going to come correct you.
Maybe.
Keep
my team out your mouth.
My team's name out your mouth.
Yeah. No, but listen, Alabama's that good.
Okay.
Hey, Milroe's that good.
I don't disagree.
Here's the thing. There's a way that it falls where Alabama has a chance to get in.
Yeah.
They still have a chance.
Yeah.
And if they get in at a 4 and they're playing 1,
yeah,
bro.
If Michigan's 1,
bro,
that's another Buffalo Wild Wings.
That's
no plays off podcast live from Buffalo Wild Wings. Yeah.
No, but also I think there's a couple teams you have to be scared of.
Okay.
Like Oregon, I think is another one.
All right.
Because they're high powered. They're going to have the Heisman winner. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. But Bo Nix is the real deal.
Yeah.
Oregon's great. Right. And so I would say right now, if I'm a fan of either Georgia, Michigan, Ohio State, or whoever number 4 is, it was Florida State last week. If I'm a fan of any of those teams, those are the teams I'm looking out for right now.
Yeah, I think the team I'm most scared of, right? If I'm all of college football, I'm most afraid of Oregon State.
I don't
and let me explain it.
Yeah.
Let me explain it. Oregon State plays Oregon this weekend.
Yeah.
Right? Oregon State beats them.
Where's Oregon State at? They're 12, 14. Where were they at?
They were 11th last week.
Yeah. Okay,
I think they're going to be about probably 15, 16.
They lost last week.
They did to Washington. Close game.
Yeah.
If Oregon State beats Oregon, chaos ensues. Because I still think Oregon
beats
Washington, and now you have a 2-loss Oregon Pac-12 champion and a 1-loss Washington. Okay? Let me throw some more at you.
That's
this
wild.
is okay. Let's say Alabama beats Georgia. Now you have a 1-loss Alabama team and a 1-loss Georgia team.
Yeah.
Let's say Louisville somehow loses to Kentucky this weekend and then beats Florida State without Jordan Travis.
Yeah.
Now you have a 2-loss Louisville ACC champ or a 1-loss Florida State team.
Yeah.
This is complete
chaos.
This is my favorite thing about college football. I am a very orderly standard. I like things how I
Wake
like
up,
them.
do the same thing.
Yes,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
routine
yeah.
based.
Me too.
I am very orderly, task oriented.
Yeah.
In my classroom, everything is stacked up nice and neat. I like stuff how I like it.
Yeah.
And this is why I like college football, because it is total chaos. Who gets in? Does a one-loss Ohio State team get in? Or does a one-loss Michigan who loses to Iowa?
Okay.
I don't. Does Texas run the
Let me
table?
ask you this. A one-loss Washington team
Yeah.
or a two-loss Oregon team that's the Pac-12 champion, do they get in over an undefeated Florida State without Jordan Travis?
No. Florida State gets in. If they are the undefeated ACC champ,
do you think they have to get them in?
Yes.
No matter what?
Yes.
ACC
absolutely.
has to happen in if you're undefeated.
If you're undefeated, yes. I think the real question is going to be if Alabama wins the SEC, now you're going to be going, is it SEC one-loss Alabama, or is it head-to-head winner Texas, who's Big 12 champ?
Right. Yeah.
I love this. Again, everybody's going to say on the committee, like, hey, we're waiting to see how things play out. Ohio State still has to play Michigan, Big 10. They never tell us what matters. It matters however they want it to matter.
This 14 playoff sucks.
Listen, next year.
Yeah.
Next year,
12
baby.
teams.
12 teams.
And that's how it should be.
It's how it should.
Let's go ahead and do a bracket and get it over with.
What do we love about college?
It's Sweet 16. It's 64.
March Madness is amazing because you win or go home. Expand the bracket. College should expand the bracket even more to 24 teams.
Yeah, you think NFL should go above 7?
No. I think there's difference in the pro where you say, no, the greater team always wins.
Yeah,
okay.
Most of the time, right?
Let's go ahead. Let's keep college chaos.
I love that.
I will say, if these teams are the scariest, who do you think is going to be the scapegoat? So we talk about some GOAT teams. Who's the scapegoat?
Like the most disappointing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So here it is. I think you're going to have a fan base of the last team in, and I don't care which team it is. Okay. I think last team in, because they are going to have to face whoever wins the SEC.
Wow.
Right? Number one should be whoever wins the SEC.
Well, undefeated Big 10 team. Still, it's
right.
I think Texas is going to be disappointing.
I think
whether they're in the college football playoff or in bowl season, they're going to be disappointing. There's something about Texas.
One right now.
I don't know.
I don't think they're as good as that record.
I don't think they are.
Yeah,
I don't think they are. I think Oklahoma turned out to be softer than we thought.
Yeah, Oklahoma.
I think the Big 12 is softer than we thought. And I don't think Quinn Ewers is that good.
Big 12 is such an overrated conference.
And that's why Texas and Oklahoma are leaving next year to go to the SEC.
Absolutely. 100%. SEC is going to be a lot of fun next year. But think about Georgia winning out. If Georgia beats Alabama, last team in is going to be Washington, Oregon, Florida State, something like that. I have to go through that bull rush of Georgia.
It's wild.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Yeah.
Now, right now, the best team I think is Georgia. But they don't have the best player in the country.
They do not.
Who do you think wins the Heisman? Who do you think should win the Heisman?
Yeah,
that's a different. Who win and who you think should?
I've been all over it. So 3 weeks in a row, we've been talking about it. Look, I think it's Bo Nix is to lose.
Yeah, you've been on that train for 3 weeks.
6 touchdowns last week, breaking records again. Like this kid is just, I don't know if it was last week before. I don't remember.
He had 6 last week.
Last week, right? And so, yeah, the kid's amazing.
Yeah.
And that Oregon team, every week when I turn on the TV, they have 2 or 3 players that pop on offense at all times.
Yeah, play fast.
Yeah, Bucky. Bucky
Barnes, the Winter Soldier.
No, the
okay.
running back.
Yeah,
What's the running back's name?
I don't know. Bucky Robinson or something like that.
Brooks.
No, that's Texas.
Jonathan
Texas? Brooks. Yeah.
Jonathan Brooks, yeah.
Kevin Ollie.
Anyways, Oregon. Yeah, so I'm going to go Bo Nix because, listen, he's 35.
Bo knows football.
Bo knows
football. I will see your 6 touchdowns and raise you 2 more because Jaden Daniels is my vote for Heisman. He had 8 touchdowns last week.
He did.
He had 8 touchdowns. And I get what you're going to say. The record, hey, they've lost 3 games. That defense is dog crap. That's a horrible Bayou defense. Jaden Daniels.
Is crazy to say.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Especially for a Brian Kelly coach team.
Yeah, Brian Kelly, Bayou.
He always had good defenses at Notre Dame.
LSU
can recruit well. Jaden Daniels is going to finish the year probably 4,000 passing yards and 1,100 or 1,200
So I
rushing
was
yards.
reading up. I think he's second right now in the Heisman favorite. Jaden Daniels is
behind Bo.
Behind Bo Nix. Yeah.
But that's a lot of yards.
I think if Oregon wins the Pac, Bo Nix has to win it.
I don't think he does. Why?
I think
why?
So.
Because of the record?
Yeah, because of the record.
See, I just think it's if I take Bo Nix off of Oregon, I think Oregon still wins.
Does
7,
Jaden
8
Daniels
games.
come out this year?
Yes, he has to. He's like a 5-year
right?
senior.
That's what
I think if you took Bo off Oregon, there's still a 7, 8, 9 win team. I think if you took Jaden Daniels off this LSU team,
You don't think they got Joe Burrow sitting on the bench?
No, they're a 3-7 team.
That's crazy.
So I think again,
Jaden Daniels impressed me. I called him average a couple weeks ago.
You did,
and
he heard you.
I was completely
because
wrong.
he completely changed from Clark Kent to Superman.
Yeah, that guy is awesome.
I love Jaden Daniels, and that's an Alabama fan saying Jaden Daniels.
Can you imagine Bama right now if they had Jaden Daniels?
No, I think they're great with Jalen Milroe.
Yeah, but if they had Jaden Daniels,
I think.
Do you think they're undefeated right now if they had Jaden Daniels?
No, I think if Milroe.
Oh, so you think Milroe's as good a quarterback as Jaden Daniels?
No, I don't. I don't think.
But
he's
Jaden Daniels is a
quarterback.
Quit talking.
Are you just gonna keep asking?
Yeah,
No, I think Alabama. I think he fits. Jalen Milroe fits perfectly for what Alabama wants to do with this defense and run game.
Yeah.
I think Jaden Daniels needs the. He's got some great receivers. Neighbors is probably a top 20 pick in the NFL draft.
Yeah.
That's what you know. Who we're not talking about is Michael Penix.
Listen, I think it's just so quiet right now.
He looks suspect.
Yeah,
he looked suspect the last 2 games.
Yeah, the last 2 games
he did. So
threw a couple picks.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Still a lot of football left to be played.
Listen, if you're throwing interceptions in college, here's one thing I know: great NFL quarterbacks didn't have bad college careers, and they didn't throw a lot of interceptions.
Say that to Tim Boyle. Tim Doyle, right? Yeah. Boyle. I think he had 1 touchdown and 13 interceptions at UConn.
Did he really?
But hey,
how did he get drafted?
If you're friends with Aaron Rodgers, you get drafted.
That's true. Yeah. So yeah, interceptions worry me in college football. If you're throwing multiple interceptions in a couple games,
I think it depends who it is. Patrick Mahomes, it didn't worry me at all.
Yeah,
at Texas Tech because he didn't have any. Caleb Williams this year doesn't have anybody.
But Penix got receivers.
Yeah, he does.
Dunze, he's got talent.
Yes. So games this weekend. No plays off parlay. Last week.
Hey, this is presented by Paul.
Listen, this is Paul's no plays off podcast parlay. Last week, 2 for 3. Damn Iowa.
Hey, listen, you said it like 2 weeks prior. You're like, I don't take Iowa for nothing.
I don't take Iowa seriously
every year.
Listen, it was like 3.5 against Illinois. Illinois is dog trap. All right, so this week I'm going a little different. TCU
making fun of Illinois teams. Eastern Illinois. Shout out Tony Romo.
Whatever. It doesn't even count. It doesn't even count. It doesn't count. Whatever.
It counts.
Who cares? It's not even the best quarterback who ever came out at Eastern Illinois.
Who is?
Jimmy Garoppolo, baby. Broke all his records. Take that. TCU at Oklahoma. I'm going Boomer Sooner. I'll eat the 10 points. That's okay. The line moved from like 11.5 to 10.
Yeah.
Boomer Sooner. Kansas -6.5. Cincinnati. Rock Chalk Jayhawk. It's less than a touchdown, and Kansas is playing for something.
Kelsey Brothers would be mad at you right now. Shout out New Heights.
Hey, Kelsey Brothers, go ahead and donate some money to Cincinnati. Buy some better players, right? And the last one, I think everybody knows where I'm going.
Yeah.
Maserati Marv in Ohio State. That's fine. Give me the 3.5 at the Big Mouse. Give me Ohio State. I
love that for you.
I think they're the better team.
I think you're absolutely wrong.
I think they're the better team.
I think you're absolutely wrong.
Listen, do we have an update?
Are you ready?
Can I say what it's going to be? I think.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me pull it up really quick.
Okay, while you're pulling it up, I want to say what I think it's going to be. I think they're going to have Georgia. I think Georgia, they're going to move up to number 1. I think they're going to move Ohio State down to number 2. They didn't play last week, so they didn't lose.
Yeah.
I think they're going to have Michigan at 3. This is where it gets hard.
Yeah.
Because are they going to take Washington's now resume, which is a little bit better, or are they going to take Florida State and their win over Miami? I think they're going to put flip-flop. I think they're going to go Washington 4, Florida State 5, Oregon 6, Texas 7, Alabama 8.
And then to round out your 10?
I wouldn't know. I don't know. Top 8's the only thing that matters. Nobody else matters.
Okay, cool. Hey, listen. Not bad. Not bad.
What'd I get wrong?
Let's give it to you. CFP reveal right now, presented by the No Plays Off podcast. Love this. It's a lot of fun.
You gonna do top 10?
Yeah, we're gonna go top 10.
Number 10.
Number 10. Louisville.
Yeah.
How about them Cardinals?
Yeah.
Okay. Go Redbirds.
Headed
not
for
the
an
St.
ACC,
Louis. Hey,
maybe championship.
Redbirds, not of the St. Louis kind. This is the Louisville kind, okay?
Number 9.
Yeah. 10-1 right now. Number 9, Mizzou. How about those Tigers? Okay. 9-2. But they got some good wins the last 2 weeks.
Yes, they did.
Quality wins the last 2 weeks.
Number 8.
At number 8, we're going to go Alabama. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
I thought they would jump up to 7 or 6.
No,
but they did not. Yeah, the head-to-head. Yeah, that matters.
Number 7.
Number 7 is going to be Texas. Go Longhorns. Yeah. Number 6, the Oregon Ducks.
Oregon Ducks so far.
Yeah, so far you're on the
Daddy's
money.
perfect.
Yeah, so far you're on the money. At number 3,
No, number
Michigan.
Wait a second.
At number 3, Michigan.
Okay.
At number 2, Ohio State.
Number 1, they put Georgia up
At number
there.
1, they put Georgia.
Daddy's perfect, but.
So let's go back because you had made a statement. You said you thought Washington was going to jump Florida State.
I think they were.
And I don't know if it's because of maybe they didn't see Jordan Travis get hurt.
Do they have
maybe
Florida
they
State
did.
4?
They don't. Florida State 5, Washington 4. Hey, Paul, perfect on your reveal. Love that from you. Hey, guess what? It's not only Bo that knows. Paul knows.
Paul knows football.
Paul knows football.
College football.
College football. Yeah, and so that's interesting though. So let's talk about this. Can we spend
Ask me the question because everybody's going to ask this question.
We spend 5 minutes on it?
Yeah.
Okay. So here we are. What's the biggest thing that pops to you?
I think the biggest thing that stands out now is they're kind of, sort of paving this road. It shows me that they are valuing the head-to-head for Texas, Alabama.
They are.
Ahead of anything else. What will be interesting is what they value in terms of conference champion. If Alabama wins the SEC and Texas wins the Big 12, the committee is going to have to get on and say, it's a stronger conference.
Yeah.
And also, Louisville sneaking into top 10 is amazing because it also gives Florida State that ammo saying, hey, we beat a top 10 team in the championship. They have to go undefeated. I think the ACC team that has a chance of going to the Final Four is Florida State. They have to go undefeated.
Can I tell you this? Oregon State, after the loss to Washington, had the biggest drop in the top 25. They moved on 6 spaces.
They went to 17.
To 16.
16, okay.
They were 10. Right?
All right.
Yeah, so, no, they went down 5 spaces.
They were at 11.
16, they were at 11, right. So, yeah, that's crazy. Hey, listen, let's talk about it. Let's just talk about it. Georgia at number 1. I think they got that right now.
Yes.
Brock Bowers comes back. That looks good. They're playing well, right?
Yeah, it's perfect.
It is what it is, right? Ohio State. Here's the question I want to pose to the audience and to you this week.
Okay.
Does it make sense? I've been thinking about this, and I've been reading up on this because I'm new to college football.
Okay.
Here's my thing. Michigan, Ohio State play every year.
Yes.
Before the Big Ten championship. Because the Big Ten championship split into divisions.
Yeah, it's divisions.
Right? You get the Eastern and the Western.
It's the way ACC used to do it. They got smart.
Right. So let me pose this question to you and to the audience. If I am the college football playoff committee and we have 2 undefeated Big Ten teams, Ohio State, Michigan, why not purposely leave one of them at 5? Since one's going to jump the other and it's all going to play out anyways. So why wouldn't you have Georgia, Michigan, Washington, Florida State, Ohio State? Then once they play the head-to-head, then one of them remains in the top 4. They're both in the top 4 depending on how the game goes. Just posing the question, right? Because to me that makes more sense than taking up 2 spots when one of them's going to drop out.
Well, here's the thing. One of them's going to drop out, but we don't know how far they're going to drop.
Right.
So if you already have them at 5, I think what they'd say is, well, if that team that's at 5 loses, now we have to put them underneath Texas, Alabama. By keeping them up there at 2 or 3,
right,
it allows them to still realistically say, yeah, but they're both 1-loss teams, and we had them rated higher going into
So put them at 5. If anything changes, they still sneak in the back door of the playoffs.
Yeah, I think you put them at 2 or 3, and they still sneak in. I think the bigger conversation is Washington, Florida State. Who would you have had 4?
If I'm going right now, my 4, so my rankings would go like this. I would have Georgia at number 1.
Michigan.
I would have Georgia number 1.
Okay.
Right, realistically. We had fun with that conversation. It was a lot of fun, right? But let's just call it what it is. The Bulldogs are the class of the SEC right now.
28 wins in a row so far.
Yeah. So Bulldogs at number 1. At number 2, I would have had Michigan, right? They're going to play at Ann Arbor, right? I'm putting Michigan in there just because. At number 3, I'm going to have Ohio State.
Okay.
At number 4, I think they got it right.
Really?
I think pay your dues to Washington right now. Undefeated Pac-12 team. Here's why. Jordan Travis doesn't get hurt. I'm not moving it. Florida's number 4.
Why? But why does that matter?
Because Jordan Travis was a Heisman candidate.
Who cares? The team is undefeated. Who cares?
Do you think they stay that way without Jordan?
They could.
Let me ask you this.
Tate Rodemaker We don't know what he is.
Well,
he could be better than Jordan
You know
Travis.
what we just talked about?
We
We
did.
just talked about NFL earlier, right?
We did.
So when we're talking about NFL, we're like, hey, guess who's out?
It's not comparable.
Yeah.
It's not comparable.
It's
not comparable.
I think it is. I think it's more comparable than you're giving.
Ohio State proved it's not comparable years ago. QB1 goes down, right? I think it was Braxton Miller. Goes down. QB2 goes down. Okay? Guess what? QB3, Cardale Jones, 12
Cardale
gauge.
Jones, not Cordell Patterson.
He went ahead and he took care of business and won them.
And Ezekiel Elliott, they
did. They had some decent weapons.
I mean,
they still had to win the games.
Loaded. They
were
loaded.
In college, it does not matter as much as in the NFL.
So let's revisit this.
There's 143 college quarterbacks.
Let's revisit
32 NFL.
Let's revisit this really quick. If you're picking, if you're giving out your top 4, and you have to choose between Ohio State and Michigan at 2 and 3, are you still putting Ohio State above Michigan?
Yes.
Today?
Yeah.
After the Penn State win?
Yeah. They both beat Penn State.
Yeah.
The only difference is Ohio State beat Notre Dame, who I think is a better team than any other team that Michigan's beat.
Maybe.
Not maybe. That's just how it is.
Maybe.
Notre Dame's better than UNLV. Notre Dame is better than
this week? Let's before we end, what's the bet this week on the Ohio State Michigan game?
Ooh,
what do you want to do? What do you want to do? We're going to do something. Viewer's choice.
Yeah, let us know. Let us know what we should do.
So this is strictly money line. We're going to go off W only. I'm not giving 3.5 points.
I can't believe why you're so confident.
I'm not giving.
The line is the line.
Not Vegas. I'm Alex. Listen, I'm not doing that. Okay.
All right.
So here's what I'll do. I will take Michigan. You take Ohio State.
Done.
You guys, over the viewers, you let us know what the bet should be. It could be wearing a hat, wearing a shirt. You say what it says, whatever. We're going to make it happen for you next week on the podcast, college football episode. That's right. CFB Weekly Talk with No Plays Off podcast out every week on Friday. YouTube, catch our shorts on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. We're a little bit everywhere. Apple Podcasts. Spotify, we're just hitting all markets right now.
That's it.
We're on fire right now. But let us know what the bet is, because he's scared. He's trembling right now. Look, you're not looking at him directly in the moment like I am. He doesn't even want to talk about it.
Yeah,
we can't even have the discussion. So let us know what you want us to bet. We got to bet something. I won't shave my hair. Will you shave your head?
No, I'll shave my back. That works. Maybe loser has to shave the other dude's back. There you go. I don't know. We could do that live.
Let's just wear a hat.
Welcome to OnlyFans version of No Plays Off. Listen, one of us knows college football. The other one is Alex Gullett. I'm Paul Nelson. We'll see you next Friday.
37.
Dude, that was good though.
That was really good.
I think this makes a fucking difference.
I love this. I love this a lot.
I think it makes a difference.
I love this a lot.
I could be completely wrong.
No, this is where I want to be. This is. I'm not sure it's in this office or. I think it is.
I don't know where, but
I think if we put a nail right there, hang a picture right there, permanently, my picture permanently, your picture permanently, you're just able to have it there. And
I don't even know if it's permanent. I like the idea of, hey, fuck around.
I like the consistency because you know how many people I've had